Hey guys, Trevor here with eCommerce Paradise. Today I'm going to talk to you about what is the best e-commerce platform and why. If it's your first time watching the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit that like button. Let's get into it. So e-commerce platforms versus self-hosted e-commerce are two different things. I'll describe the difference first, and then I'll get into the best e-commerce platform and why I recommend using one. Okay, so back in the day, before there were tons of e-commerce platforms, you really had to build an e-commerce site by yourself. Okay, you had to either just set up a blank HTML site with some basic CSS and add, PayPal buy buttons to it or something like that, or you had to use some sort of a service, or just sell on a marketplace like eBay or Amazon. That's kind of what I did when I first got started. I actually created a website, just really simple website, added PayPal buttons, and people actually bought through there. But nowadays, there's a thing called WordPress. But WordPress is not in and of itself a hosted website platform. It's just a platform where you can build a website onto it, or it's a plugin you can add. It's basically a type of website you can build onto a self-managed hosting. So if you were to go and do WordPress e-commerce, you would basically set up a hosting account somewhere like Bluehost or HostGator or GoDaddy or others. And then you would install WordPress to the hosting account, and then you would install WooCommerce on top of that, or one of their other e-commerce plugins. And then you would build a bunch of other stuff out and get a theme and build your e-commerce site. Now, most of that is actually pretty inexpensive to get started. Like hosting is like 80 bucks a year. WooCommerce would be free. WordPress is free. Some plugins might cost you a few extra $100. And then, from there, you'll have to set everything else up. So for the most part, it's pretty inexpensive, but it does cost, probably a few $100 to get started. And I used to do that. But the problem I found is that since it's self-managed, you'll have to deal with any bugs that happen and anything weird that happens to your website. If there's downtime, you're the one that has to manage that. Nowadays, there's actually managed WordPress hosting, which is really cool. Website platforms like WP Engine offer that. And I actually use them for doing my blogs, my affiliate sites. And because of that, it's actually really useful. So that would work great if you want to go about that direction for e-commerce. But the reason why I don't use it anymore is because there's a platform called Shopify now that's actually really easy to use as opposed to all these other platforms that aren't hosted for you, aren't managed for you. Now, Shopify is one of them. There's a lot of others. There's, BigCommerce, there's Volusion, and there's, other big website platforms. But Shopify is the best one, honestly, I think, because it's so easy to use and everything's built in and ready for you. I've been using it since 2016, and so for the last 5 years, I've really found that it's been a really good bedrock for my business to run on. I haven't had to deal with any BS. I've been able to customize a lot of stuff and really optimize using their platform. And because of that, it's worked out really well. So I highly recommend using Shopify. The hosting costs $29 per month to start. And then there's plugins that are on top of that you can pay for. But the main thing is that really they provide so much service, you kind of start taking for granted after a while when you use it. But they have free themes that they'll even help you customize. They have a ton of free apps and that are great with, some of them have premium options and stuff like that. And there's a really great community behind them as well with tons of training. So I really like Shopify as a company. I think that they're growing a lot and they're doing great things for their customer base as well as their developer base. And I really enjoy using their platform to manage my e-commerce sites. And I've been able to train my whole team to manage my business for me using Shopify, and things have gone extraordinarily well. They continue to update their e-commerce platform consistently. And when there's updates, nothing is going to crash or anything. With WordPress, whenever they update WordPress, your whole website could just crash or something like that if it doesn't like a plugin you're working with or something weird. So I've never had any issues with that. There have been some very rare instances where there's downtime with Shopify, but it's almost always fixed immediately. And usually the downtime is more on the entrepreneur business owner side rather than the public side. So that's really good. Okay, so I really enjoy Shopify. I think that you should use it if you're getting started as a beginner, especially. Even if you're advanced and you just want something that's easier to manage, I think you should use it as well. If you want to get a free 14-day trial for Shopify, go to ecommerceparadise.com/Shopify, or the link is in the description below. and you'll be supporting the channel. Thank you so much. And if you want to get training on how to start an e-commerce business using high-ticket dropshipping, you can get started with my free niches list for high-ticket dropshipping at ecommerceparadise.com/99niches. It also comes with a free mini course built in. You can watch my webinar and all that, and then you can also get into my masterclass, which is my full online course for starting a high-ticket dropshipping business, launching it, and growing it. You can check that out at ecommerceparadise.com/masterclass. We also have done for you services as well. You can get all the info at ecommerceparadise.com. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, and comment if you have any questions. I personally respond to all the comments. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.